show. And joining us now for the first time is Sally Kohn. You've seen her at Fox News and the Daily Beast, where she's a contributor. Hey, Sally, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to be on with you.
Well, nice to talk to you. Okay, so let's start with Obamacare, and what a disaster. How do you?
I don't know about that.
You don't think it's an embarrassment and a disaster and a disgrace that the people who want to run our health care can't get a computer program to work when they've had 3 years to prepare and they tested it a week before? Can't get a computer program to work when they've had 3 years to prepare and they tested it a week before?
Listen, first of all, I really wish that for the last 3 years, instead of trying to destroy Obamacare, Republicans had been
Not my question. It has nothing to do with what I said.
As worried as they now seem about it.
I'm not worried. I'm just saying it's a disaster.
But hey, second of all, listen, waiting in line and ridiculous lines and crappy customer service to get, and I agree, it's a disaster in that sense, does not mean the product itself is bad. And I'd like you to explain to me what you mean by the sort of government takeover if all the government's doing is facilitating people to buy private insurance. That seems smart.
They're not facilitating people to buy it. They're forcing people to buy it. And they're depending on young people who don't have insurance currently to buy it. And you could talk about, less than your phone bill. Not you, but the president can. Just like he lied to us and said you could keep your doctor, you could keep your insurance. And if you're lucky enough to work at a company that hasn't cut your hours from 40 to 30, so you fall under it in the first place, because a lot of companies and CEOs are saying openly they're doing that, which is a disaster. We have more part-time workers now in this country than ever, and it's becoming the new normal thanks to Obamacare. But the fact of the matter is they're going to learn a new word, these youngsters, if they are interested, which I don't think they are in the first place, and that's deductible. Yeah, you might get a policy for $100, $120, whatever the heck, but wait till they see the thousands in the deductible. They're going to faint, like that girl behind Obama today, unfortunately, almost fainted.
Well,
a deductible. They're going to faint, like that girl behind Obama today, unfortunately, almost fainted.
Well, I just posted on the Fox News website my experience signing up for Obamacare, which, by the way, having nothing to do with ideology, I was happy to do because my insurance sucks. And
mine's always been great. I don't know about yours would suck.
Well, I buy insurance through the individual insurance market. I don't get employer-based coverage, and when I got employer-based coverage, it was very good. And incidentally, 95% of companies currently offer employer-based coverage, and none of that's going to change, and none of it is changing.
That's not. Now, what do you mean none of it's going to change? That is absolutely not true. Companies are dropping insurance and letting their employees go into the Obamacare system. It's cheaper for them. It's easier for them, and more of that is going to happen along with cutting employees or hours down to 30 from 40. So how could you say it's not happening?
Because I'm looking, every jobs number has come down that said that full-time hiring is going up, and all of these sort
full-time hiring is going up.
The sort of sky is falling allegations just aren't bearing out.
Well, the fact of the matter is part-time employment in this country is higher than it's ever been, in addition to the fact that we have less and less workforce participation under Obama than ever before. So you got, in addition to the fact that we have less and less workforce participation under Obama than ever before. So you got.
I can't sort of argue with things that aren't true. Full-time employment is going up.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean, full-time? What does that mean, full-time employment is going up? What does that mean?
In the last 18 months, more of the jobs that have been created, more of them full-time jobs than part-time jobs.
Well, I hope so.
Now,
I hope so, but part-time jobs are at an all-time high.
Meanwhile, for instance, if you want to have a conversation about how we shouldn't be pushing more people into part-time employment and we should be making sure that people have good benefits and wages, then I agree with that. And I don't understand why, for instance, folks on your side are so opposed to things like raising the minimum wage and things that would actually
because that kills business and it costs jobs. Are you an economist? Speak to economists. If you raise the minimum wage, just like when you're forcing, let people choose from employers that offer benefits and let them get the best job they can and let them choose. But forcing the government to make employers do this and that costs jobs.
Just like when we used the government to force kids to no longer work in factories. That was a real abuse of government power.
That is such apples and oranges. It is such a non sequitur. It is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But you talk about how 100, you wrote that 100, absolutely ridiculous. But you talk about how 100, you wrote that 100.
330 million. Which line are you referring to?
You said that hundreds of millions of Americans are now reaping the benefits of Obamacare?
Yeah, the people who aren't getting kicked off of their insurance because of pre-existing conditions, who don't face lifetime caps, kids who can stay on their parents' plans until they're older. All of these
hundreds of millions. How many hundreds of millions? 1, 2, or all 3, 20? How many?
I'm sorry. I don't have the magic numbers right here in front of me, so I can get back to you on that. But listen, the pre-existing condition clause alone, that affects massive numbers of Americans, the numbers of young people who are now staying on their parents' plans, people who don't, every American in this country who had private insurance was subject to a lifetime cap. So now everyone has benefited. Arguably, everyone with private insurance has benefited. You want to revoke that? I would point out that all of these things, including the individual mandate, are supported not only by a strong majority of Americans, over 80%, but a strong majority of Republicans. 3/4 of Republicans support these things.
And in fact, the Republican plans that have been put forward
didn't have another plan.
And Sally, the Republicans have plans, and they include everything you just mentioned, the donut hole, which you didn't mention, keeping kids on their insurance you could do it till they're 90 for all I care, no pre-existing conditions. You could fit that on one page. Do you understand what's going on? Now there's a report today in conditions. You could fit that on one page. Do you understand what's going on? Now there's a report today because it's so idiotic, but she meant it when she said you got to pass this bill to find out what's in it. And the more we find out what's in it, the bigger disaster and, yes, train wreck that this thing is.
You know what? Then here's what I don't understand. If you think it's a train wreck, then let it wreck. But Republicans have been
No. I'm not going to let it wreck the
it
economy and destroy lives and Americans' livelihoods.
But it's not, and it's getting more popular. And
really,
the real yes. You know the poll I'm referring to, the Wall Street Journal, New York NBC poll that said it's gotten 6% more popular in the last 2 weeks. Come on, Republicans are so freaked out.
Okay,
this is going to be popular like Medicare, like Social Security, that they want to destroy it before it even
right. Wait till old people can't get doctor's appointments or specialists like in England and Canada, and the death panels kick in. They're going to love it. It's going to be so popular.
The lie of the year. You're going to really repeat
really?
that one?
Really?
It's been called the lie of the year.
Well, by who? By who? By your left-wing friends, Sally? Who called it the lie of the year?
By independent journalists.
Oh, journalists. Oh, like MSNBC and CNN and ABC and CBS.
You know, it's really hard to have a conversation if we don't base it at least on some sense of facts. There's no
because a journalist called it the lie of the year. That makes it a fact in your view. Is that what you're telling me?
It doesn't exist.
No,
Even
okay.
Republicans have said that that's outlandish.
Okay. All right. Well,
if you want to attack the law, attack it based on facts.
I am. There's going to be formulas set up. I talked to Tom Daschle, who was the engineer of this whole thing, and he would have been Kathleen Sebelius, except at the confirmation hearings, he turned out to be too big a tax cheat. Unlike Timmy Geithner, who was a small tax cheat, and he was allowed to run the Treasury. Tom Daschle said to me when I asked him, this is just after the law was passed, what happens when an 85-year-old man needs a bypass? Well, you might have to give him an alternative like a pill or put him in a hospice. I said, a hospice to die? He said, that's your words. I said, well, what do you do in a hospice? So don't tell me that things aren't going to change and people don't have a clue what they're in for.
You know, we had a massive problem in this country before the Democrats did something and Republicans stood in the way. 14,000 Americans were losing their country before the Democrats did something and Republicans stood in the way. 14,000 Americans were losing their homes, and people were they were going to the emergency room to get their care, and those costs were being passed on to all of us. Now, listen, talk to any economist. The only way to solve these issues is to make sure that everyone is covered and everyone has more affordable quality care. And so there was this idea of the individual mandate, which incidentally Republicans liked before President Obama adopted it, and then they decided they didn't like it. So, look, it's a good policy. It's going to work. The websites stink. They're going to get fixed. And, you know, over 80% of Americans agree with me, and Republicans are scrambling because they want to destroy it because they know it's going to be popular.
Now over 80% of Americans agree with you, Sally?
Yes.
Really?
Over 80, as I said before, over 80% of Americans like getting rid of pre-existing conditions, like the individual mandate.
Okay, but you agree with the whole bill, all 1,800 pages, and I don't.
Hey,
Sally, I'm up against a hard break. I hope you'll come back, and I had fun doing it.
Pleasure.
All right, thank you. Sally Kohn, ladies and gentlemen, Fox News and Daily Beast contributor. You know, throw numbers fast and loose, but I hope she'll come back. We'll do it again on the Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV and radio.